Hey guys, going to talk to you about Doge Wheel. It just launched about an hour and a half ago, a fair launch. Didn't do a pre-sale. So a fair launch, of course, is when it launches on PancakeSwap without the pre-sale first. If we look at the chart, it looks really good, actually. You got that initial spike that you often do. It came down, it came down, it came down. Paper hands always selling there. And then you wait for that first dip. Now, what a lot of people do as far as a strategy on a fair launch is they'll reserve like a lot of what they're going to buy for these dips. So they'll buy like 30% of what they plan here early. And that way, if it does go to the moon early, which does happen every once in a while, they're protected. But they know that most of the time it's going to dip. So they'll buy like 30% of what they plan to come in at here when it first hits PancakeSwap. Then it does this little thing, and then it might come down to the first dip, which is right here. Then they'll buy like 30% more, and then they hold a little bit more in case it does a further dip. Now this looks pretty solid. It looks like it had a price floor here. You see it was slightly up on this high. So we got a low, and then we got a slightly lower high, and then we got a lower high. So this is exactly what you're looking for, lower highs. And now we're looking for higher highs. And then if we see the higher highs, then we know this is going to keep going up. Now, sometimes this can play out where it kind of goes up and down and might even find a lower price floor over a couple of days. But let me tell you why I aped into this quite a bit. So there is a similar project, these casino gambling things, while you may or may not personally be excited about them, maybe you like these kinds of things, maybe you don't. I just look at what the market's responding to. And if you look at other casino gambling type sites on the blockchain, they're doing phenomenally well. And one example is Slam. Slam launched 4 months ago. Of course, very early, similar price action. You can't see this because, let me zoom in here. You can't see it very well because so much has happened since then. But on the first day, which was like April 25th, it spiked up just like this one, and then it came way down just like this one. And then it didn't happen until the next day where it went back up, and it didn't even reach the first day spike. And then it wasn't until the third day where it really started to take off. And then it came down again, and then it just went nuts. And since then, it's now at a $32 million market cap. And so, that's one reason why I pay attention to these types of projects. And I suspect we're going to see something pretty sensational. But again, referring back to that price chart we were just looking at, when Slam first launched, which is also a wheel, like spin the wheel type token, just like this one is. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Doge Wheel if you don't know what it is. But Slam is similar. There's differences, but very, very similar. I was just looking at the price chart. This is kind of what we were looking at the first day. It did a spike. It came down just like this. And it wasn't until the next day that it spiked up again. And it didn't even make it. We were just looking at the chart for Slam. It didn't even make it as high as the first day. And it wasn't until the third day that it started to go up. So a lot of people, they sell early. They want it to happen faster than that. It just doesn't always do that, So you can see anything go on these first couple of days. But based on how well these wheels are doing, these projects where you can spin the wheel and you can win BNB in this case, based on how well they're doing, like Slam, which is now sitting, like I said, at a $32 million market cap. I mean, if this did a 32, and it was even higher than that recently, it was a lot higher than that recently. So if this went to a 32 million market cap from where it is right now, let's see. Let's just do the math. I've been up a long time here, so my brain's not working. 32,000,000. Is that 32 million? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I just want to make sure. Divided by 624,000. So that would be a 51x. So if you put in 1 BNB and it did what Slam did, you would have 51 BNB. If you put in 5 BNB right now and it did what Slam did, you'd have 250 BNB. So I go off patterns. I base my decisions off patterns, not emotion. So that's one pattern. Casinos, wheels, doing very, very good. And Slam is just one example, by the way, doing very, very good. I also remove my emotion by looking at patterns like I just looked at that chart. It's a common chart where you see a spike. We just looked at it with Slam. It spiked up the first day. It wasn't until the second, it did the same thing here. It dropped way down where all the emotional people complain and people sell, and they're just silly because they're not looking at patterns. And then the second day, Slam went up, but it didn't even go as high as the first day. And then finally, the third day, it started to go up. And it can take sometimes weeks. I look at patterns. This is a common pattern. As long as you see that the industry is doing really good, and there's a third pattern here, I look at the teams behind the project. Now, the team behind this project is also behind Zushi and behind Kitty Cake. Now, I made a fortune on Kitty Cake within the first couple of days. A lot of people in our tribe community, Tribe 100X Discord, where we hunt for these pre-sales and discuss them and learn all these things I'm sharing with you, where I found this, in fact, the community had talked about this, that this is the same marketing team behind Zushi, behind Kitty Cake. Now, we also dove into the nuances, and some of you may or may not be aware of this. We discussed these kinds of things, that there were a lot of people spreading FUD, and it may have been somewhat legitimate, that they didn't like what they were seeing some of the devs or some of the people behind Zushi and Kitty Cake doing with the wallets. And there was all this discussion, and we asked for proof, and we found some stuff, but there was nothing all that serious. Some people think it's really serious. Here's why I don't. I focus on patterns. What I know is the team knows how to market. The team knew how to, I made a fortune on Kitty Cake. I made a fortune on, well, our tribe made a fortune on Zushi. So it just, that's what I notice. You know what I mean? And they know how to market. And so I know the marketing's coming. They haven't started marketing this yet. That's all I care about. And I know that this is going to pump based on that trend. Again, not investment advice. This is how I base decisions. I base it off of logic. I base it off of strategy. I base it off of patterns. We've got the pattern of casino wheels doing phenomenally well. We've got the pattern of projects launching, spiking, or really coming down. And then as long as the team knows how to market, we see them rise up. It took the third day for Slam to start rising up. This is only day one for this one. So I don't worry or think about price action right now. That's the second pattern. The third pattern that removes my emotion and has me know just to let it ride and be confident on probability working in my favor. The third pattern is this team has had 2 successful launches that we're aware of. They know how to do the marketing with Kitty Cake and Zushi. I don't care that there was all this drama and all this FUD related to the devs wallets and all this kind of stuff, because the pattern I'm looking at is they know how to market. I know they're going to kick in the marketing here. The high probability that they will, high probability that it will spike. That's all I care about. And so I know I'm having an opportunity to have a huge return based on those patterns. You do what you do. I just want to share this with you. We talk about pre-sales and all these nuances and all these details and about strategy and about removing emotion, about fair launches, about pre-sales inside our Tribe 100X community. I'll put some information below if you're not in that tribe. And also about our crypto pre-sales criteria, where we just follow strategy and logic to determine these decisions. Do your own research, make your own decisions. But I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what I'm seeing with Doge Wheel and the patterns that I'm seeing that have me feeling really confident about what's going to happen here. Now, looking at how this wheel works and stuff. So it takes BNB in order to spin the wheel, and you can win 5x BNB. You can win it back and spin again. You can win the jackpot. In fact, one guy today won $11,000 jackpot already. And you get all these different things that you can win. You can play with 0.1 BNB. You buy tickets right here. I did buy 3 tickets. I didn't win a lot, but I won a little. When you win, I just misspoke. It doesn't pay you in BNB. It pays you with Doge Wheel Token. So you get paid in Doge Wheel Token. So if you won 5x, you would get 5 times the return of what you put in with the 0.1 BNB. You'd get 5 times the return. So it'd be like what would that be? That would be 0.5 BNB worth of Doge Wheel token. Now, some people might be thinking, who don't understand how this works, because I haven't explained it yet. If they're paying you in Doge Wheel token, you're thinking, well, that's going to bring the price down of Doge Wheel because people will just sell that. Well, actually, the reason why this wheel is increasing the price of Doge Wheel token is because everything that goes into spinning the wheel, so the 0.1 BNB that you pay to buy a ticket to spin the wheel, all the time when you buy tickets, like I paid 0.3 BNB to buy 3 tickets to spin the wheel, that BNB immediately goes to buy Doge Wheel token. So every time people are playing this and paying BNB to buy tickets to spin the wheel, it's automatically increasing the price floor of Doge Wheel, because that goes immediately. The smart contract uses that BNB to, from the tickets to spin the wheel to buy Doge Wheel token. So it's pretty cool. So that's how it works based on, again, I don't overthink things. I remove emotion. I look at the patterns. I shared with you 3 compelling patterns that increased probability. That's how I base my decisions. If you want to learn about our crypto pre-sales criteria, that's the other thing. This meets all of our crypto pre-sales criteria. It has to meet that or I wouldn't be in it. That's things like how they communicate in the Telegram group and how organized that all is and other key factors. I'll put a link to that if that's all new to you. If you're new to this process, you want to learn about the crypto pre-sales criteria and look for those if you're going to be participating in pre-sales. At least that's what I do. So I'll put a link to that below. If you want to learn about Tribe 100X, where we talk about all these pre-sales, fair launches, strategy, all the ins and outs, the things that people were talking about, the FUD and stuff. Like I talked about, like people were concerned about what Zushi devs and Kitty Cake devs, the people that were a part of this, what they might have been doing behind the scenes. You know, we dig into that and we look for where the real truth is and we look at what matters. And again, what matters to me here now is that they know how to market. And that's what I focus on. So I think we're going to see a spike, but that's just me. Do your own research, make your own decisions. I'll keep you posted on Doge Wheel. Lots of exciting things going on in this market right now. Lots of fantastic projects. I think this is one to keep your eye out for. All right, I'll see you soon.